Hi everyone and welcome back to Splash Page. I'm Sean and as always I'm joined by Andrew and we just finished watching Season 3, Episode 8, the season finale of The Boys. Andrew, what'd you think?
Well, I think the big story is that Atrain is back, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing that happened this episode. Yeah, let's jump right in. So, the episode starts with an answer to what that address was on the piece of paper we saw at the end of episode 7, and it is the location of Ryan, Homelander's son. Homelander does a great job going in and kind of manipulating the situation. We know Butcher left on bad terms with Ryan, almost a White Fang, like throwing rocks, go away, get out of here,
Yeah.
mentality to make sure that Ryan didn't want to go with Butcher. And now Homelander capitalizes on that and takes Ryan away from Mallory and brings him to New York.
Yeah, he seemed pretty genuine, too, to his son. He seemed like an actual good dad in that opening scene.
Yeah, and it has to do, I'm thinking, with Soldier Boy coming into Homelander's life. Kind of opening his eyes to family is important. He never really had a real family. He makes mention that he thought the team, the Seven, was going to be like his family. Obviously did not turn out to be the case. So maybe
Yeah.
there is this genuine want or need for family.
Yeah, I think that's always been his MO growing up without a dad coming out of a test tube, and he's always been looking for a father figure that he could never find.
Then we go to Maeve, where we hear the Attorney General is going to come to Vought Towers to investigate her disappearance. And we know from last episode she's actually being held captive within the tower. So the Deep and Ashley make the executive decision to move her. And it doesn't go as planned.
No, I do. I'm starting to really love the Ashley Deep connection. They're kind of a Laurel and Hardy,
Yeah.
just screwing everything up all the time and then blaming it on each other and falling over each other's feet. But there is that moment later in the episode on that escape where Maeve gives that really nice uh, speech to Annie about how you gave me a chance to escape. Would have been
Right.
better if you saved me, but you gave me the chance.
Yeah, they had the connection there, and I definitely felt, that was kind of a swan song for our friend Maeve at that moment. As I've said a few times in these videos, I expected Maeve to be killed at the end of this episode, but we do
And
get a little twist we'll get to in a bit. Homelander is back at Vought Towers, and Black Noir comes back. This is a moment that, everyone was very excited for. We know a lot of people predicted that Black Noir would kill Soldier Boy. Black Noir would be killed. A number of different ways about it. But long story short, Homelander not happy with Black Noir for hiding the fact that he knew Soldier Boy was his father, takes him out with now what we're seeing a very common punch through the stomach. How did you feel about the end of Black Noir?
it was sad and anticlimactic and almost made perfect sense in the moment. I would have liked to see Noir in that fight, but we haven't really seen Noir fight a lot. He's always like in fast clips. You can't really tell what's going on. So it almost makes sense that they took him out before the big fight.
The Boys is one of those shows that isn't likely to give most people a happy ending
Or the ending they expect.
or the ending they expect. Very true. Being a fan of the comic and knowing kind of the story that happens there, I did not expect Black Noir to be killed off, especially in almost a side scene in a
Yeah.
very anticlimactic way. But I get it. They ran the course with his character. They gave him a storyline in this third season that he really lacked throughout the rest of it. And if he's in this kind of gray area between Soldier Boy and Homelander, they got enough characters playing both sides. You don't need
And
another character doing it. And considering this one didn't talk,
and to be honest, he's already been taken out once and it was anticlimactic with the peanut bar.
right.
He's got his whole thing is getting taken out anticlimactic.
Hughie, Butcher, and Soldier Boy are headed to New York and do a little pit stop at a local gas station. Hughie's using the restroom, and Butcher knocks him out to stop him from continuing to go down the path that him and Soldier Boy are going, which is kind of two things. One, attacking Vought, and two, taking more V-24, which Butcher knows will eventually kill Hughie. Oh, go for
Butcher
it.
always does the right thing in the end, but in the absolute wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, he does even say the line that you remind me so much of Lenny, or you look just like Lenny. So you know that he feels a brotherly love for Hughie at this point. but he refuses to change what his plans are. He is going
Yeah.
to continue and try to kill Homelander at any cost, and he just doesn't want Hughie around. So what ends up happening is Hughie calls Starlight to pick him up and bring him to where the boys are staying in that apartment, and Maeve's there with very, very dirty feet. So while they're in the apartment, they decide they're going to help everyone in the building, and they leave to go to the headquarters in the Flatiron building. Upon arrival at the Flatiron building, Maeve changes sides and decides that she wants to fight with Butcher and Soldier Boy to kill Homelander, and they lock MM, Frenchie, Kamiko, Annie, Hughie in a big safe that apparently they just had there, which only kind of like slows them down for a minute because Starlight can break out of it. So I guess it was kind of like a let's get a 30-second head start here.
Yeah, I had a feeling they knew they'd break out sooner or later, and Maeve was just like Butcher, one track mind anything, using them to get to Butcher. I was just surprised that it wasn't Kamiko that busted him out. She seems like the strongest if there's no lights around.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's a very good point. Who knows what the light situation was in that safe, but I'm assuming lights don't stay on the whole time. It's kind of like a refrigerator, you know? So then we're back in Vought headquarters, and Homelander is talking to Atrain, The Deep, and Ashley. He says that he needs them all now to get on the same page. Otherwise, he doesn't really need them. He gives Deep the orders to go and kill the vice president nominee and allow for an open spot there for our friend Victoria Newman to be placed as the nominee for vice president.
Yeah, it was one of those Homelander dressing everyone down scenes too. Made Ashley take off her wig and
Yep.
shut down Atrain for killing one of their own. He's still trying to make sure he's in charge.
Yeah, and he is.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see much else from Atrain in this episode or Ashley, but we do see the Deep immediately follow the orders and kill the vice president nominee,
And he
which
doesn't
was,
look
you know,
happy about it, but he did
no,
it.
no, and
No.
he realizes what what he signed up for. Later on in the episode, we see the Deep eating snacks and watching TV, where now I am assuming his ex-wife is creating a tell-all book about him and his life. It continues to go down and get worse for the Deep, but you know what? He's a bad person, so whatever.
Sure.
And now to the crux of the episode, and really the crux of the season. We have the big climactic fight at Seven Tower, where Soldier Boy, Maeve, and Butcher are looking to fight Black Noir and Homelander, but things don't go as planned. They rarely do in this show. And since Homelander has killed Black Noir, we get this moment of not knowing what Soldier Boy is going to do. And in fact, I'm still kind of confused by his motivation to kind of go after Homelander.
Yeah, I mean, the only motivation he really has is the promise he made to Butcher, but also the story he told earlier about his father calling him a disappointment, and he calls Homelander a disappointment. This show does a lot to say your father turns you into who you are, and you're going to follow. I guess that would be the main reasoning, is that he was just disappointed in this son of his who he'd never met until a week ago.
Yeah, and it's funny too. He brings out Ryan, which would be technically Soldier Boy's grandson.
Yeah.
And you think that might be a moment where Soldier Boy is like, okay, well, why am I going to kill my son and my grandson, even if I don't know them that well? Because again, he has no connection to Homelander. Homelander wasn't in Payback like Black Noir was. The only reason he's there to fight Homelander is because he made this promise to Butcher, who Butcher's just a random dude to him, really.
Yeah.
Just helped him find the members of Payback. So that motivation confused me a little bit. And to be honest with you, the fight is kind of confusing as well.
Well,
we have
Ryan gets involved, and that's where we have a moment with Homelander and Butcher on the same side. Everyone's fighting someone they don't really want to fight to get to someone else they want to fight. Yeah, break it down.
Yeah, so I think the cleanest one is Maeve is there to kill Homelander, full stop.
Yes.
That's her only goal. She doesn't care who gets in the way. She doesn't have any feelings about anything else. So as Homelander is distracted by a million other things, Maeve is attacking him with all of her might and does some damage to him. Bloodies his nose, keeps him engaged for quite a while. Homelander puts his thumb through her eye and really, has her on the ropes toward the end of that fight. And going on in the other room, because Soldier Boy attacked Ryan as well as Homelander, Butcher turns on him. So we have Butcher now fighting Soldier Boy, who's kind of outmatched until we have Annie and a few of the other boys join in and all kind of gang attack Soldier Boy. They have him locked up. They're giving him the fumes, but he's able to kind of survive that and keep fighting, only to have Maeve tackle him out of a window as he explodes.
Yeah, that was Maeve's hero moment in this when Annie said, "I thought you were a hero," and she said, "You thought wrong." As she was locking them in a safe, she saw Soldier Boy about to explode and decided to save everyone in the room, including Homelander, which was her only goal, was to kill Homelander.
Yeah, the explosion does blow up part of the Seven Tower, which I know some of our commenters predicted as well, so credit to you guys for getting that one right. Yeah, it's an interesting fight because the end result we find out is Maeve and Soldier Boy both survive this.
Yeah, Soldier Boy I get. Maeve, I don't get how she survived that.
Yeah, the explosion to Maeve just made it so that she no longer had powers. She obviously looks a little worse for the wear. She's missing her eye because of Homelander. But she kind of has what we assume is a, ride off into the sunset. Although I will say earlier this video, I said, I don't think many people are going to have a happy ending. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit more from her in future seasons. But I think this would be a nice end, and I hope it is the end for Queen Maeve.
Yeah, it would be nice. Literally, they could have killed her off and said, "Look at what a hero she was." Instead, they gave her a moment to say, "Hey, look at what a hero I was."
The reason why I'm not jumping up and down and super excited about this episode is because really it was a setup season now, which is a bit disappointing. But the reality, when you're going past the season, we have Homelander end by taking the hand of Ryan, and Ryan kind of talking him off of a ledge. I feel like that relationship's going to deepen between seasons 3 and 4 and lead us to kind of a dark duo, dark father and son duo, because we see Ryan be introduced to a crowd, one that resembles, let's say, a certain subsect of the US culture. He lasers a guy's head who's protesting him, only to get cheered by the crowd around him, and specifically MM's daughter's stepfather.
Yeah, and that last moment of the episode where we kind of zoom in on Ryan's confused into a smile. I will say, for an actor so young, that was an amazing scene. Like, he did a great job being subtle, which is hard for a lot of people to do.
Absolutely. And I think that, the big question mark coming out of this episode, we know Butcher has only a few months to live. No one's surprised by that. He was taking V24. We know that was going to be the outcome. Plus, it's Butcher. I mean, the guy smokes and drinks and fights every day. Like, he probably lives under the impression he only has a few months to live anyways.
He's basically Soldier Boy, the two of them.
Yeah. But my question is, Soldier Boy going under, being captured by the U.S. government, it appears, what are we going to see from him next season?
I don't know, but I do know, and this is coming out of this story, I know a lot of people were watching for Jensen Ackles, so maybe they felt they needed to at least hint at bringing him back to keep some viewership.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean,
but honestly, I'd love to see more of him too as that character. He's fantastic.
Yeah, having that piece on the board is not going to hurt the intrigue of the show and the potential of what this future is going to be. I just, if the 4th season starts with him just waking up, it's like, why even put him up there? Just like let him run away and be someone out there that's causing damage.
Yeah.
And then the final question for this season is, where is Cindy?
Yes.
Where is the most powerful soup that we met way back in season 2 when she escaped from the hospital, or really the prison hospital, and she's just kind of walked off into the sunset? Where is she?
I don't know. She's just she's Forrest Gumping it across the country, just running and running.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll do a video on her and our expectations for that character moving forward. Well, that's it from us. I'm Sean. That's Andrew. Thanks for watching all of our boy recaps. We'll certainly do a few more videos about this season, and keep an eye out for those. Well, take it easy,
Later.
YouTube.